Hey everyone! Today we're diving into something that might surprise you. Most people don't realize that over 70% of home theater projectors sold in 2024 are still struggling with brightness issues, especially in rooms with some natural light. If you've ever tried watching a movie during the day or even with the lights on, you know how frustrating that can be. That's why I was really curious when I got my hands on the Optoma GT2100HDR. It's a short-throw laser projector designed to deliver bright, clear images even when the room isn't pitch black. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. One of the first things I noticed about the GT2100HDR is how bright it is. With 4200 lumens, it's not just a little brighter, it's noticeably clearer in daylight compared to other projectors I've used. I set it up in my living room with the blinds partially open, and I was still able to watch a movie without squinting or constantly adjusting the settings. That's a huge deal for anyone who wants a home theater setup that doesn't require living in a cave. Plus, the laser light source means I don't have to worry about replacing bulbs anytime soon, which is a nice bonus for long-term use. The short throw feature is another game changer. Instead of needing a huge distance between the projector and the screen, this one can sit just a few feet away and still fill a 100-inch image. I have a smaller apartment, so finding space for a projector that needs to be 10 or 12 feet back isn't always practical. With the GT2100HDR, I could place it right on my entertainment center, and it still projected a massive, sharp image. It made setup so much easier, and I didn't have to rearrange my furniture just to get a decent screen size. I also appreciate the eco-friendly design. It's not something you hear about often with projectors, but this one uses less energy than traditional models, which is great for both the environment and your electricity bill. The external power supply is another small but thoughtful detail. It keeps the projector itself compact and makes it easier to manage cables, which is always a win in my book. For gamers, the GT2100HDR supports 1080p resolution with 4K HDR input, which means it handles fast-paced games really well. I tested it with a few different titles, and the motion was smooth without any noticeable lag. That's important if you're using it for both movies and gaming, which is how I personally use it. The colors also look vibrant, especially with HDR content, so movies and shows really pop off the screen. Now, no product is perfect, and this one has a couple of things to consider. The fan can get a little noisy when it's working hard, especially in a quiet room. It's not loud enough to ruin the experience, but if you're sensitive to background noise, it might bother you. Also, while the short throw is super convenient, it does mean you need to be careful about where you place the projector to avoid shadows or obstructions. It's not a deal breaker, but it's something to keep in mind during setup. Overall, the Optoma GT2100HDR is a solid choice if you want a bright, versatile projector that works well in different lighting conditions. Whether you're watching movies, gaming, or just want a big screen experience without the hassle, this one delivers. The brightness, short throw design, and eco-friendly features make it stand out from the crowd. If you're thinking about upgrading your home theater setup, this projector is definitely worth a look. Check out the link below to see the latest price and details on Amazon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. For most buyers, the real question is not whether Optoma GT2100HDR compact short-throw laser home theater and gaming projector, 1080p HD with 4K HDR input, bright 4200 lumens for day and night viewing, 4200 lumens, 1080p sounds impressive on paper, but whether strengths like eco-friendly design and bright 4200 lumens actually make daily use feel easier, more dependable, and more worthwhile after the first few days of excitement wear off. It is also smart to think about long-term satisfaction. A product like Optoma GT2100HDR compact short-throw laser home theater and gaming projector, 1080p HD with 4K HDR input, bright 4200 lumens for day and night viewing, 4200 lumens, 1080p usually feels like the better buy when it stays convenient, comfortable, and reliable in normal everyday use instead of only looking good in the listing.